my main thing today, like I said, is to get these clothes over the Alvis house for the women who have nothing, and then get you into detox center. Then we'll deal with one day at a time the long-term withdrawal, or not the long-term withdrawal, the long-term side of staying sober.
Yeah.
How long is the longest you've stayed sober?
I was clean from April until June.
Okay, that's good. And then something happened you didn't want to deal with.
Yeah, well, to tell you the truth, I went over to my boyfriend's mom's house, and they had known I've been clean or whatever, and she's just kind of a trigger, and she kind of offered it, so then that's when it started, and that was June the 3rd.
That's
and then from June the 3rd until now, found a way to get high every day.
Yes, and then you graduated to heroin because it's cheaper, or because the pills weren't working?
Just easier access. The pills are just, the pills just won't do it.
Yeah, that's the craziness. Like when they started to make it so tough to get the pills, everyone started going to the heroin.
When I started on the OCs, and then, for the longest time, I never did heroin for, years later. You know what I mean? My mom died in 2010. And at that point, I still didn't use heroin, and everybody around me was using heroin. And then, just years later, I didn't start heroin until 2013.
All right.
And I got clean, and then I didn't fuck with it for the longest time, and then I was running around doing pills, and then the next thing I know, a friend of mine had mentioned that he was doing it, and one day I was just like, fuck it, I went to cop it for him. And I got enough for both of us, and had him get me a rig. And from then on out, it's just been that for the last year.
Shit. All right. How did you get sober off of the heroin the first time?
I went to my grandma's. My grandma had a house up in Worthington that I grew up in before I came to the neighborhood. I come to the neighborhood in '96.
Now I'm recording this, so that's fine.
Old.
I am recording this, but that's I'm from Upper Arlington, so you and me both fell. I did lose my children because of all this addiction, and I really, honestly, I think I've worked on that mentally, because like you said, getting sober is you got sober a million times, and I said getting sober is the easy part, staying sober is the hard part. So
yeah, staying sober is the hard part, and that's what I've always told Rebecca. And, Rebecca's like my backbone. She's amazing. You know what I mean? She doesn't use. She goes to work. She provides for her kids. And she's just an amazing force. So I think when I get around her, I feel guilty. You know what I mean? And, because she knows I'm better than this. I'm way better than this. And I've been telling her, I don't care what I have to do. I made a status yesterday, people invite you to the table and brag about feeding you. And I've looked at that situation in the last 5 years. I've been invited to many tables, but then people brag about feeding you, and I'm tired of that. You know what I mean? I'm tired of having to feel like my kid's a burden, or I'm a burden, or not having anything of her own. And, I stay clean. I've stayed clean besides pills, I should say, honestly. It's from pills. From everything, I haven't been clean since I was probably 15 years old. It's always been one thing or another.
I know.
And that's just how it's always been. And I'm just tired of it. I'll get clean off of one thing, and it's I'll start taking the Xanaxes. I'll start taking the Xanaxes, and then I'm I'll just go shoot me some dope.
Exactly. If you've done something, you're like, oh, well, I may as well do. I know. Well, okay, so we need to get you into detox first, then we need to get you in Amethyst. And you're saying that when people help out, they always, even though they help out, they know they're better than. It's like they're do-gooders. It's like they almost get a high off of helping someone like us. Right.
That's what
Yeah, I get it.
And I've had a lot of friends go through detox, and they've come right I think they've done the same thing. And I believe firmly that addiction is a mental illness. It's not people mentally can't deal with things, and so they suppress and they put to the side and they numb, and I'm just tired of feeling numb. Tired of numbing out what I don't want to feel.
All right, well, let's start feeling. Let's start feeling it. It feels good to feel it once you face it. And you have an 11-year-old, Serenity. She needs you. We're going to pray. We're going to ask my Facebook family for any ideas they have to help this young lady who reached out to me this morning in text message. She knows what I do, but she also knows that I know I'm her equal. She and I are the same. And, right. So we, there is no better than in our world. But we do need a detox. When I would love to put you, for Serenity's sake, into Amethyst program for women, and they do accept the Vivitrol shot. They know it's a tool that as you get sober, and as sober becomes more normal to you, and as all those women around you are sober, then you will gain your self-esteem back, and your love for yourself, your self-love, and then then eventually you get your own apartment, and then you and Serenity can pop off into a new life. But I want you to be very careful with that heroin until I get you into some sort of detox, okay? Because I just lost my best friend, Michelle, to an OD, and she was just about to get an apartment in Amethyst, okay?
Definitely.
And she has a little boy now.
I'm trying my best not to use today. I am, besides being broke and your money turning on how you're going to get your high, that's terrible. So I'm going to try my best not to use today. I don't have any tools to use, so hopefully nothing kind of falls in my lap. Because I don't want to use, I'm tired of it.
I know, and you're gonna get sick, but trust. I know this. I have Crohn's disease. I am constantly in pain. I'm with you. I am sick with you, okay? And let me deliver these clothes to Alva's house, and then just because I promised those girls they have nothing, and I have 6 bags full, and I'm not going to separate them all. I've been trying, but those girls, they don't have, a lot of them, a job right now when they first get out of prison, so they can separate them. And I'm going to come back and make these calls about you. Will you be in a safe place? I mean, you'll have this phone, right?
Yeah, I'm fine where I'm at, and my phone will be on.
Alright, I have to meet my niece later, but I am going to be checking on you every couple hours, and I'm proud of you. Your text scared me because I didn't know that you had relapsed like that. So I wanted to call you.
Yeah, I'm trying to get at hiding.
I'm glad that you called me. I mean, I know you've been trying a long time ago and you didn't get through. So now you did, and it might just be everything's going to fall into place, okay?
Yeah.
But you have CareSource.
I do appreciate you. Yeah, I do have CareSource.
I appreciate you, and CareSource has to be the way for us to get that Vivitrol. Vivitrol is a tool. It is not a crutch. Let me say, it comes with counseling. You have to heal yourself. There's no easy fix. There's no easy way out. Like I said, there's no easy shot of dope that's going to make you feel better, and there's no easy shot of Vivitrol that's going to do wonders. You have to self-heal, but Vivitrol you will not be able to fall back, baby doll, and then you'll start to heal. So hold on, and I'm glad you have CareSource, because that's been our pain with my friend Jessica. Melina does not cover it, and it's very expensive. And I can't stand that Maryhaven tells you have to be shooting dope to get in there, and that's I get that. Well, now that they have that new funding, let's see if they have a bed. I have about 8 people I can call, and one person that really has a connection to Maryhaven. Let me call that darn Talbot Hall again and see what their deal is. I know it's not good, but I'm still going to get on them.
Right.
Because I used to be able to go to Talbot Hall before it got bought out, sold out. When I was sick, I had to be tested positive for pills or alcohol, but they would get me right in if I sat there all day. Now that's gone.
Yeah.
It's pretty much...
Yeah, that's what I thought, that you could just go. But then when I went in to try to